Evening, everybody. Something a little bit different this evening. I want to show you something I just got into. I had some relatives visit a few months ago, late in the fall here, and they introduced me to 3D printing. So they had a bunch of pieces they had made with their 3D printers, and they showed me the stuff, and it really interested me. And it got my mind going. Well, I could build a little bracket I'm missing out of plastic, or a cover, or something that you break and you can't buy. You have to buy the whole piece. And just the whole concept is interesting, really. So I looked into it, and I think they've been out for quite a few years, but I think like everything else, technology grows, and stuff like that at first is expensive, and it's industrial, and you can't really get it for your home. And then as time advances, more built, it's cheaper, and you can get into it for home use. So they said a printer was around $300 or so, and I said, well, maybe I might get into it someday, and looked into it and thought it was pretty cheap at that price. So a month down the road, I got another text from a cousin of mine who does a lot of 3D printing, and he said, look, check this printer out. It's the same as mine. It's a clone. What a clone is it's a remake of the same model that he has, but in a different brand, and everything's made in China, and it's made cheap. They build it cheaper, what I should say, and so everything's affordable. So anyway, it was a clone to his printer, and I looked into it, and at the time it was $179 US. So I kept watching the sale, and a few weeks down the road I went back and checked, and it was actually, the day I ordered it, was $149 US. Now that's ordered, no duty, shipping included. So that equates to about $183 Canadian. So I ordered it because it was quite cheap. So landed at my door, $185 for a 3D printer. I also ordered 2 spools of filament. So I've got it behind me here. It's actually printing something right now. A spool of filament is £1. And it goes for about, you can get them on sale for around $17 plus shipping. So 20 or so dollars. And I'll show you, you can print quite a bit out of 1 spool of filament. You can get it any color you want. So anyway, ordered it. About a week or so later, I received it. I think it was shipped from British Columbia, Canada. But they are made in China. It's a Voxelab Aquila 3D printer. Look them up. Got it, assembled it, and started printing right away. And so, great machine. So there's the website, Voxelab, www.voxelab3dp.com. And they're a division of a company named Flash Forge. And Flash Forge is a pretty long-standing company that builds all sorts of 3D printers. So great brand. It's a nice printer.
Why?
So here's something else I built with the 3D printer. This piece actually is the first piece that I opened FreeCAD and designed it myself, and put it in the other program, what's called a slicer. I sliced it and I printed it, and it's a handy little. It's a little case for my iPhone, so it's even got the little screw holes in it. And where that's going to go is, I'm in the tractor cab, of course, so I'll screw that to the wall here, like so. And I've got a 12-volt plug in there for a charger, and also on the bottom, as you can see, that the charger will go into there from the charging cord to the telephone. And so when I'm in the tractor, I can slide my telephone in there and plug it in, and it'll be nice and stable. So this part, like I said, I designed it and printed it off the 3D printer. And this is an 8-hour print, so it takes quite a while, but it's pretty smooth. It's a nice piece. I'm really satisfied with this. This was my first from scratch, open up FreeCAD, design it, slice it, and print it. So I'll put that in another video when I install it and show you when it's all ready to go. Here's a few things I've printed already. The A I've printed. That's for my daughter for in her room. And the same cousin who introduced me to 3D printing, I spoke to him this week, and he's printing a little Christmas village. So I said, well, maybe I'll get into that. So these are little houses, little snowman, couple of houses, a church. And you lay that down with some cotton and put some lights in, and they look kind of cute. And I've got another piece printing right now, and this is a tree. And that's from the Christmas village. It's got like 8 or 9 pieces. So Voxelab Aquila. So my design program I downloaded online for free. That's why it's called FreeCAD. Computer aided design. So FreeCAD, it's version 0.19. So I just opened this up to show you. And I'll just show you basically how it works. So I watched quite a few YouTube's great for that. I watched quite a few YouTube videos. There's a guy on YouTube. His channel is called Adventures in Creation. If you want to learn how to use a computer aided design program like this one, he's really great. He's got, you follow the videos, he shows you how to make just about anything on this computer program. Seemed quite complicated when I started, but I'm 10 or 12 videos in, and you can just follow along, and you can follow along on your phone and open up this program and just follow along what he's doing, and you learn a little bit at a time, and you can pretty much design anything, and it's really interesting. So FreeCAD, so you open up a new file. I'll just show you briefly how it works. You can name the part you're designing, and you click this bar. It's called create a new part, And then you open up a certain workbench, it's called. So it's like opening up a toolbox. So I'm going to open up a toolbox called Part Design. I'll open that up. So I open that up and I'm going to create a body. So a body for a part, whether it's a bracket or a gear or a hinge or a holder, whatever you want. So I've created a body and I'm going to create a sketch. So this is modeled on different planes. So you can start your sketch from the flat, which is the XY plane, or a side, which is an XZ plane, or the other side, which is the XZ plane. So like I said, I'm just going to go quickly through here just to show somebody who's new into 3D printing. It's really not that complicated if you follow along a bunch of videos and you're a little bit techie. It's not that bad. So you start on the flat plane here, which is called the XY plane. You click OK. And this is say your build plate on your 3D printer. So say I want to make a square, so I'll pick this guy and I'll click and create a square, and then you click the other mouse and it shuts it off. Now you have to put measurements in, so it's a design program, so you have to go from one point to another point and put a measurement. We'll put 100 millimeters. There you go. See, it says 100 millimeters. So you go one line and you click the other line and you make them equal. That's a little equal sign. And then you click this point up here, this point up here, and this center point, and it equals everything out. And you can do the same for the side lines. You put a measurement, say 40. And now your square is green. That means everything is, they call it a constraint. Everything's constrained, so it's all good to go. So it's got its measurements, it's square, it's what you want. Say you want your part. So then you close that. So you have a square. So this is from the flat piece. And this is your body. So now you want to do what is called a pad. You pad that, and there's your pad. And you can make it as whatever size you want. If you want to make it 100 millimeters thick, you click 100 millimeters. You can zoom out, there's your square. And you can pick a side, and you can also do another sketch, and you can create a hole. There's your hole. And again, you have to tell it what size you want it. So you measure your radius, and you want it 50, and then you have to click 2 points and make them equal, or actually 2 lines. Your circle's green. You can close that. You can pocket that. Now, if you can see, it's made a notch in that square, and you can go through all, and this is what you've made. So pretty cool. Anyway, it doesn't take too long to get used to it. And of course you save that onto your computer in a certain type of file called an STL file. I won't save that. I'll close that. So that file is saved. And you have to do what's called a, so you have to put it into another program. It's called a slicer, and this is going to tell your 3D printer what to do. So right now I'm printing a Christmas tree on the printer, and I've taken that file from online and I've imported it to my slicer program. I've sliced it. It tells me over here how long it's going to take to print. Going to take 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's going to take 10 grams of plastic filament, or 3.42 meters. It's pretty interesting. Tells you exactly what it's going to take out of that roll of filament. So I slice this. I can turn it around any way I want. And the cool thing about it is it'll show you exactly how it's going to print it. So I'll zoom in. Like I said, this is a tree. This is a slicer. So the computer slices it, and then it tells the printer how to print it. So it starts printing on the bottom plate, and it goes up every layer, up, till it's done. And like I said, it tells you how long it takes to print. So you take that, you save it. It says save to disk, and you save it to a small memory card. You stick it in your 3D printer, and you choose the file you want to print, hit print, and away you go. And that's printing right now. So here's a small screen on the printer itself. It's a Voxelab. It says how long it has left to print. This is the temperature of the nozzle and the bed. And like I said, it's printing a small Christmas tree right now. When you get this printer, you get files. Here's the SD card. It's a micro SD card. It has files on it already. And it allowed me to print this little knob here. And this little knob up here. Here's a roll of filament. It's not very big. And it rolls down here. And comes into this piece here. And there's a couple of gears in here. And it goes through this pipe. The filament does. And it comes out this head. And there's a nozzle on the end of that. And it's really hot. So it melts the plastic. And it just keeps going, you know. And there's the same planes as what I showed you on the slicer program, and it keeps going up and up and up and up till it's done, and then your part's finished. The plate is made out of glass. It cools off. You snap off your piece, and away you go. So something just a little different. You know, usually I'm making videos about sawing wood or driving tractors or fixing tractors or being in the woods or whatever, but 3D printing, pretty cool. Also, you know, working with those computer programs and just keeping up with technology, in my opinion, just keeps the mind going. And it's you know, winter's setting upon us, and it's a nice little project. And I mean, I can design parts and print them, and it's pretty neat. So I hope you found this interesting. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. If you have a 3D printer, let me know what you have and what you've been doing with it. This thing has been great, like out of the box. I'm new to this, you know, except for my cousins that, you know, gave me a few pointers and stuff on what to do. But you know, I did a little bit of research and YouTubed a bunch of videos, and I set this thing up. You have to build it. It comes in, you know, somewhat assembled, but you have to assemble it and turn it on and print some test prints. But it comes with a nice book that shows you how to assemble it, right from Voxelab. And also the company Voxelab has its own YouTube channel, and it has a bunch of videos, and it has an assembly video on there, so you can follow along in the manual and put it together and watch the YouTube video. And it's really clear, super easy, you know. And I set it up, and I've, you know, printed quite a few pieces on it. And I've ran into a few snags, but it's all a learning curve, and there's some, you know, little things you have to do here and there to correct your prints. But for the most part, out of the box, this thing is printing beautiful prints. It's clear, It's easy to you know, load the filament, and if there's anything you don't know or you don't understand, you can YouTube or ask someone who has one. But I think it's a great little hobby. So if anybody has one, shoot me a comment, and thanks for watching, and hope everybody has a good weekend. See ya.